Alright y'all, so today on my channel, we're gonna make a chocolate cake. Not just any chocolate cake. It's gonna be a fluffy, moist, and rich vegan chocolate cake. So let's go ahead and get started. I like to make dessert vegan friendly, especially when you can create a great product, but it also allows everyone to be included, you know, with our diets nowadays, and for certain health reasons. Everyone can't eat everything. I know myself, I have a food allergy, I'm allergic to shellfish. So there's a lot of places that I don't eat, which is kind of why I cook. But we'll discuss that later. But let's go ahead and get into this chocolate cake. Alright y'all, so let's get started. I have our sieve here, a little sifter. We're gonna go ahead and get started with 170 grams of cake flour. I'm just gonna sift everything in. Let's turn that on. My scale turned off. And I'm gonna just sift it in. 70 right there. So next thing we're gonna do is our sugar. This is white sugar. Some vegans, you know, they don't consider this vegan because I think it's like refined with like char bones or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But you can always use coconut sugar if you like. I'm going to use white sugar because that's what I have on hand. I'm just going to go ahead and tear my scale out. And we're going to go ahead and go in with 150 grams. Jesus, we on the money, y'all. Right, so we got our sugar in. Next thing we're gonna do, but we're gonna do this in a separate, bowl. I'm actually gonna do it in a measuring cup. Doing it here is gonna be our cocoa powder because we're gonna bloom the cocoa powder with hot water. So let me remove this from the scale, that way we can weigh it out. And we're just gonna do 25 grams of cocoa powder. And I'm not sifting this because we're gonna bloom it. So I'm gonna set this to the side. So that's literally gonna be the only dry that we're leaving out, but we're gonna go back to our bowl. All right, so next we're gonna do our baking soda. We're actually just gonna do 1 teaspoon. Right on the money. And then we're gonna do a half teaspoon of salt. So this is gonna be about 3 grams of salt. So we got all our dries in this bowl. We have our AP flour, our sugar, cocoa powder, baking soda, and salt. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a quick whisk. I can always put it in a bowl, in a container, and then sift everything together. Now that that's ready, we're gonna go ahead and set it aside. And now we're gonna focus on our wet ingredients, right? But let's go in with 110 grams of a neutral oil. Actually using vegetable oil, so we'll be all right. All right, y'all, and then we're gonna go ahead and get about 30 grams of maple syrup or brown sugar. I'm actually gonna use maple syrup. So we're gonna do about 30 grams. Going over is fine. All right, so that's our maple syrup. And then we're gonna also take 15 grams of apple cider vinegar. You don't wanna go over on the vinegar. And then we're also gonna take 6 grams of vanilla extract. This vanilla extract I have, this is pure vanilla extract made by Tahitian Gold. I was in Tahitian Gold vanilla competition that they host at the school, in culinary school. And this was one of the gifts that we received from them. So I'm gonna go ahead and use their product today. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. Not overly like, you gotta be real careful with imitation vanilla. This is pure vanilla, which is amazing. I actually have a lot of their products, but we're gonna go ahead and do 6 grams. That's 3. Oops. I like going over on vanilla. That's fine. 8 grams of vanilla extract. It's fine with me. Last but not least, we're gonna go in with 30 grams of applesauce. I'm just using this unsweetened applesauce. Just using this unsweetened applesauce that comes in like the pre-packed container. So we're gonna go ahead and add that in. And I didn't tear the scale, so we're looking for 38 grams. We're gonna go ahead and whisk this together, and then, so I might whisk this again. Important with baked goods is you wanna make sure that everything is combined. So creating like a temporary emulsion is good for adding it into the mixture. That way everything's not separate. But we're also gonna bloom our cocoa powder with hot water. And we're gonna add like 3/4 of a cup of hot water. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I just want to get this mixture. To a good point. And then I'm also gonna put this stuff back because we no longer need it. So we got a 3/4 cup. We're gonna go ahead and pour that hot water in. Basically, you can take a spoon. Let's go ahead and get that in. Dang, this smells so rich. It smells rich already. I'm gonna add our chocolate right in this bowl. Here, let me give y'all. All right, now we're gonna just whisk all this together. So I've been preheating to 350. You can bake this in an 8x8. I'm actually gonna make little bundt cakes because we're gonna make a ganache. So I'm gonna use these this silicone mat. We got our spatula. We're gonna pour our wets into our dries and mix it just till let's get it combined. And you can do this little by little, which is fine. I'm just gonna dump it all there, honestly, because that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. But there are different cake methods where you know, you do some wet, some dry, some wet, some dries. That's fine. For this one, we don't need it. So this one, we're just gonna fold everything in and get it all incorporated. I'm trying to smooth out any lumps as well, but sometimes you think all the dries are hydrated and they're not. I'm gonna have to move to a whisk, that way we can just finish breaking up these lumps. Remember, don't want to over mix it, but we do want to get all them dries out. All right, oven's preheated. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna use all my batter, I already know, because I'm not filling these up all the way. We're gonna go ahead and fill our molds with our cake batter. Again, these are lightly greased. I'm gonna fill it up about 3/4 of the way. These are gonna go in our oven at 350 for about 30 minutes. Just clean up the pan, that way we don't have the smell of burnt bits. Some of these are a little bit low, but you know what? I'm just gonna rock out with it. We're gonna rock out with it. Let's go in the oven. While that's going, y'all, while our cake's baking, let's go ahead and make our ganache, right? That's what we're gonna pour over these bundt cakes. A nice, smooth, rich ganache. For our ganache, what we're gonna need is our bowl, coconut milk, salt, Ghirardelli 100% dark cocoa. Just gonna break off our chocolate. This was almost a whole bar. Still got a square or two left. 80 grams of coconut milk. We're gonna warm this up. We're gonna go warm this up while we chop our chocolate. And we're gonna just break it down, that way it melts easier. Chocolate can be very, very hard, so if you need a cut glove, use a cut glove. If not, just be careful. We're gonna take our chocolate and we're just gonna chop like so. Remember, tuck them fingers. Sometimes we like to think we have a grip on things, and we don't, and that's why accidents happen. But always focus on your cutting. Hold it from the top of the knife, right? You can go like this too. Do whatever you gotta do. Keep your fingers away from that blade. A lot of accidents are preventable. You know, for me, the whole tucking the finger, yeah, I've been getting used to it, but it's not the most comfortable method for me at all times. But I do it because it's the safest method. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and transfer our chocolate to our bowl. We're gonna go ahead. All right, y'all, our coconut milk is nice and hot. Pour that hot coconut milk. I know it's not a lot. It's not a lot, but guess what? It will melt this chocolate down. We'll start mixing it. Now, if we need more, we get more, but I think we'll be fine. Because the key is gonna be like, let's get it to the right consistency. But I'm gonna use a little more coconut milk. This is what we got right now. That's where we're at. A little more hot coconut milk. I'm just gonna do a little at a time. Wait this one out. All right, y'all, so we're still in the process of making this ganache pourable. I'm sorry, my camera gave out. So we're just gonna keep adding more cream until it's the consistency that we like. That way we can just pour it over our chocolate cakes. And then once it cools down, it'll harden. If you're not vegan, go ahead and use, you can use milk chocolate, loosen this up just a little bit more. That should do the trick, y'all. That should do the trick. So this is just coconut milk, dark chocolate, and salt. This is beautiful. Actually, if you want it to go a little, you can go a little bit more, but I think I'm cool with this. As long as it flows. I didn't set a timer for our cakes, but I can smell them. I think they're about done. Let's go ahead and pull them out, see how they look on this board. All right, y'all, so our cakes are out. I'm gonna let these cool. We're gonna flip them. We're gonna heat up our ganache after that, because by then it'll probably be a little bit hard. So we'll just put it over a double boiler and get it going. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up. We let our cakes rest. All right, and we have a cooling rack with parchment, and we got our ganache. What we're gonna go ahead and do, we just wanna flip our cakes over, or you can take them out one by one. I'm gonna flip them, and then just give them a light, give them a little bit of help. They don't really need it though. Cool. Beautiful. All right, y'all, our vegan cakes are out the mold, and these things, let's see if you can take a look. Beautiful. This is the bottom. If you want them flat, you can always just cut it. Vegan cakes. We have our ganache right here. I told you I left it on the double boiler, but at least it didn't burn, right? And you can really do whatever you want at this point, right? Get it a little bit more loose, and then we'll go from there. All right. Cool. We're back and we're ready. Cool. So now we're gonna go ahead and just pour our ganache right over our cakes. You can do it however you want. If you want to take a spoon, that's fine. I'm just gonna pour it over. I'm just gonna pour it over. It's not as smooth as when we first made it, but it's okay. And I'm not mad. Don't look, see? Didn't want a lot of chocolate anyways, right? That always happens to me, y'all. It never fails. Every video. All right. I'm gonna rotate these cakes. The pour was horrendous, but the flavor gonna be there. We did our thing, all right? We about to try this out. Let's look at it though. Just from looking at it, what y'all think? Think it's moist and tender and fluffy? I know it is. Let's go ahead and give it a try now. I'm gonna cut into it first, and then I'm gonna move the camera up. Look at that. I'm gonna move y'all up. Get a better view of me devouring this thing. All right, y'all. All right, y'all, another one. Let's go ahead and taste this vegan cake. All right, y'all, our vegan chocolate cake is done with our ganache. We're gonna go ahead and give this baby a try. Let's go ahead and try this baby out. The cake is definitely tender and moist. The one thing I am gonna say is if you're not a fan of dark chocolate, then we're gonna have to lighten this up from you. There's dairy-free milk chocolate chips that you can get and you can make it to a ganache. I chose dark chocolate. I'm okay with dark chocolate. I like dark chocolate. But if you are not, definitely get the dairy-free. The cake is perfect. Cake is tender, moist, fluffy, just everything you can ask for. The ganache is a bit strong. It's a bit strong, but it's only because it's 100% cacao. Anyway, y'all, I want y'all to go make this. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you make it with the dark chocolate. Let me know if you like it. Like I said, I prefer the dark chocolate. The salt, beautiful, nice balance. For children, definitely go with the dairy-free milk chocolate alternative. But this was amazing. Couldn't ask for a better product. 100% vegan. And you really, you get that beautiful richness that you would with a regular chocolate cake. Taste is amazing. Taste is phenomenal. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Got any questions about this recipe? Feel free to ask below. I'll definitely be able to answer you. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye. Finna move y'all up.